Pixar might be bringing back some of its biggest worlds, and fans are already losing their minds. Pixar is reportedly preparing a huge return to some of its most beloved franchises. And the interesting part isn't just what they're bringing back, it's when these sequels could actually arrive. Because if the reports are accurate, the next decade of Pixar might look very nostalgic. Let's start with the one that nobody expected. The first project reportedly in the works is Monsters, Inc. 3, which is currently in early development at Pixar. That's a pretty big deal, because the last time we visited that world was Monsters University in 2013, which was actually a prequel, meaning we still never got a true continuation of the original 2001 Monsters, Inc. story. The first movie introduced Mike Wazowski and Sully, monsters whose job was literally scaring children to power their entire city, which, by the way, might still be the most creative energy crisis solution Hollywood has ever written. Now here's the interesting part. Because this third movie could finally move the story forward instead of backward, and if Pixar really wants to emotionally destroy the internet again, there's one character they could bring back. Let's be honest, if Boo shows up again, even for like 10 seconds, half the internet might need therapy. Now, the next project might actually arrive sooner. Pixar is reportedly targeting 2028 for The Incredibles 3, and there's an interesting creative change here. The movie will be directed by Peter Sohn, who previously directed Elemental and The Good Dinosaur. But don't panic yet, because franchise creator Brad Bird, the guy who made the first two films, is still writing the story and screenplay, which is honestly very important. Because The Incredibles is one of those rare superhero franchises where the family drama is just as important as the action. The original movie became one of Pixar's most loved films, and when Incredibles 2 finally arrived, it made over $1 billion worldwide, which basically confirmed something very important. People will always show up to watch a superhero family argue about homework and crime fighting at the same time. Although there is one small issue. We waited 14 years between the first two movies. 14 years! At this point, the Parr family ages slower than the audience watching them. And finally, the sequel that might make Pixar fans emotional all over again. Pixar is also developing Coco 2, which is expected to arrive around 2029. The good news is that the original creative team is returning, including directors Lee Unkrich and Adrian Molina, which is a very big deal, because the original Coco wasn't just another Pixar movie. It became one of the studio's most emotional films, winning the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song for Remember Me. The story followed Miguel, a young boy who travels into the land of the dead while trying to discover the truth about his family and his love for music. And honestly, I love Coco. If you somehow haven't watched Coco yet, I'm not saying you have bad taste, but I am politely suggesting you fix that immediately. So Pixar might be preparing to bring back 3 massive worlds: monsters, superheroes, and the land of the dead. But the real question is, which one are you most excited for? Monsters, Inc. 3, Incredibles 3, or Coco 2? Because if Pixar gets these right, the next decade might feel like the golden era of Pixar all over again.